The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. 2nd and 1. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
2nd and 12 at the 36-yard line.
Down. 60 out low. 59.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing.
They'll look to throw. And Anderson's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, step it back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
That's complete. It's Bell. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That goes for a gain of 31. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run it in with Bell. Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. Le'Veon Bell hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Jets take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
Side.
57 to Mike. Army. Watch here.
They'll run on first down. It's Bradley. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now a give, right side. It's Bradley.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Mike's 49. Mike. Hey, defense. Hayward.
Watch the safety creep.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on 3rd.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
They're going to look to throw. And he's got a noon one. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
We got this.
A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. Now a draw play. This is Bell. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Ready. 52's the mic. Check. 52's the mic. Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Got a man open. It's Sutton. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
Here we go, D.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Caught here by Bell. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
On 1st down, Bradley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now again, right side. It's Bradley. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. From his end zone, third and long for Darnold. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down. On now is the Packers punter, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's second and 2. Second and 2. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
Here we go. Here we go.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
So it's third and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. He'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 44-yard line. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that one.
Now Bell hit. He lost the football, and the Packers pick it up. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Running with Howard. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on third and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great effort there, with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point up and through, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. See what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll drop to throw. Aduna's got it, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. This quarterback now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Mike, 44.
So don't say nothing.
Back to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Packers pick it up. And he's into the clear. He's at the 30, 10, and he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
It's just me and you. 44 is the mic. 44 is the check.
They'll look to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ed Oliver in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. He'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that one almost intercepted. Call it a 50-50 ball. It falls incomplete, and now 3rd down.
Kevin King there defensively.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And an alley to run. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout, and they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will do it for this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Back to throw, Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And it's a touchdown for the Jets.
That's it. Touchdown.
Partner, I know it's hard to believe, but sometimes guys who are built with the dimension of linebackers can actually get lost from sight by the quarterback.
Well, they're usually not the tallest guys.
So, yeah, that allows them sometimes to kind of hide down in there, kind of get a little bit lower, and maybe he just never saw him. But, boy, he sure wishes he had. He picked it off and ran it all the way back for a touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the
rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Let's go.
They'll set up a throw. Open man is Anderson. A Jet 1st down, 18 big yards that time. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Keep playing hard.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Again, it's Howard. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Darnold. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he's got this down to the 35. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Darnold now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
This is Howard on second down. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. They go with Howard again. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And his kick here is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
44 is the mic.
2nd and 11. Throw complete to Herndon. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. The Jets on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Now back to throw. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because...
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. 81 yards as his guys are back within a single score.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Again, it's Bell. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. First down would have been nice, but now you get to kick the field goal, still go up 2 scores.
They tried to get it, though, didn't they? Threw the pass, got the completion just short of the first down. But you're exactly right. Run the field goal unit out there. Kick it. Put it through the post. Go up 2 scores.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And that is very well done there as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
You hate to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
They'll begin the drive with Howard. He's going to have the first down past the 20. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now.
53, Mike 53.
And let's play it, Eddie. He's coming. He's got to jump on. It's done.
On 2nd down and 4. Darnold and complete to Zach Ertz. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On the give, running right is Howard. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
53, Mike. Here we go.
Now it's Darnold. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Hey, Orbit.
Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long.
Hey, box drop.
Now Darnold. And that will be incomplete.
The one with the dime look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is brought in at the 21. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead. And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. They'll set up to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Back to the air, Darnold on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Come on, Lot. We better than that.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. On 4th down, Darnold, he's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 35. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. And they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
At the 28-yard line.
What's the mic? Watch 57. You go night-night.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
A very important extra point there, up and good. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away.
Okay, baby, let's go. Let's go.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, where they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go, That's it.
Looking to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They can still get into field goal range, partner. They got to work quickly, though.
I agree with you totally. Find a way to get the ball downfield and out of bounds. In a perfect world, they know what hash they want to get to for their kicker, and they already know the distance that he feels comfortable. That'll dictate what they do on offense.
See if they can get in his range.
Son. 53, check 53. Watch the backer. Tight dog.
On first, they go right back to Howard. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play.
53, Mike.
On first down, they run with Howard. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And there'll be some happy cheeseheads tonight as the Packers have won the game. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Green Bay, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.